Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm a little bit nervous because I bought too many books in April and I need to buy no books in May. So let's see how much trouble I'm going to be in when we talk about May's 2026 new release books. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good because I've seen the things that have come out. And you know what? Girl math, my pre-orders aren't counting because I already see a couple pre-orders. So I ordered those forever ago. I know the money comes out this month, but I'm not counting it, so those don't count. So let's see how much trouble we're gonna be in. If you have never been to one of these on my channel, I do one of these every single month and we talk about the new releases in the next month. I primarily focus on fantasy, romantasy, thriller, mystery, horror, some romance, a couple of contemporary I've thrown in there recently. And that's about it. So if you're looking for a lot of contemporary or a lot of historical fiction novels or a lot of nonfiction, you're probably not gonna find that here, but there are many other channels that probably have that. So I definitely would go try to find those recommendation videos as well. But we're gonna focus on our little fantasy world here and we're gonna get right into it with May 5th. So first up coming out on May 5th is Roles in Rivalry. This is the third book in the gaming and romance series and it's a really cute series. I read the first one, really enjoyed it. Haven't read the second one, but I own it. And if I like that one, I do plan to read this one. This might be my favorite cover so far. Like, it's just so cute. So I have fun with this. If you like a young adult romance book, this is a good one to pick. Next up, we have Death's Daughter, and it is the first in a new series called The Children of the Old Ones, which sounds very interesting. This says, the steamy mythology of neon gods meets dark academia in this contemporary romance from US Today bestselling author S.A. Barnes. And I think this is the same S.A. Barnes who writes horror. Yes, it is. It is the same author, so I am really interested what this is going to kind of look like and how it's going to read. And it's not getting the best of reviews yet, but we'll see. Next up, we have a very highly anticipated release, I feel like, for a lot of people, and this is Stormbreaker. This is everywhere. Like, I feel like I've seen this everywhere, but it is the same publisher as Fourth Wing, so I do believe it is. Yes, it's Entangled, which makes me a little bit nervous, but it is a young adult. It's listed as young adult romantasy dystopian, and I like the idea of New Manhattan. That is very dystopian. And it says, raised within the ruling houses and betrothed to a powerful heir, she enters Amory Academy knowing her future has already been decided. Gripping dystopian romance filled with forbidden power, ruthless challenges, and a heroine who refuses to burn quietly. Perfect for fans of Divergent and The Hunger Games. Those are some big names to drop in that synopsis. Divergent and Hunger Games kind of, for our generation, because I don't want to say for everybody, but for our generation, set the scene for dystopian, like set up that expectation for dystopian. So that is gonna be a lot to live up to. But you know, I'm always ready to try dystopian. I love me some dystopian. This is actually one that I saw an arc of at my local indie store. She had it behind the desk and my eye just immediately was drawn to it. And it does say it is a science fiction book, but it's gorgeous. And it's gorgeous in person, at least the arc is, but the cover looks the same. So this is Homebound. 5 interlocking lives, one beloved story, a dazzling adventure across centuries and continents in the search of things that hold us together. So it's definitely going to be a more emotional type of sci-fi, and it does seem like it's going to span time periods. Oof. Huge release. This is Verity Guild. Again, I do think this is Entangled. It is also Entangled, specifically Red Tower this time, and everybody is talking about this book. Do I know what it's about? No, but I do know it's the same author, Mike Corland, as just got the 3-book series. It's got the numbers in it. Shattered something, 3 Shattered, 5 Broken Blades. Same author as 5 Broken Blades, which I still haven't read yet, but I do have the first one. Everybody talking about this one. I'll probably end up somehow with multiple copies of this one. Secrets built this republic, one truth could burn it down. And we're going to be following a high priestess, which I think is really cool. I feel like anytime I read a book with a high priestess, they're always really interesting characters, but we're never following them. So I would love to follow a high priestess. And she is the last surviving heir of the magical bloodline the republic slaughtered. One wrong step could be fatal. But when a senator is brutally killed and a temple blade is found at the scene, all eyes turn to her. This, I'm hoping, is what I wanted out of Fallen City. Fallen City just it didn't work for me. This looks like it could be a kind of better version of that, or at least not exactly a better version because plenty of people like Fallen City, but more what I'm expecting. We got so much good stuff coming out. Broken Dove, Book 2 and Silverleaf. Obviously can't talk about it much, but it is dystopian. I did love the first one. It's not great. It's not great writing, or I really want to reread it. Like, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I kind of want to reread Silver Elite. It's not great. It's not going to win any awards, but it is wildly entertaining, and I read it in like one sitting. Ooh, I added this one to shame myself. I've talked about this before, but this is number 8 in the Murderbot Diaries, Platform Decay. I have read the first one. I loved the first one. I loved The Apple Show. I thought it was so good. The problem is, I let myself be a little silly, little stupid, and I requested this on NetGalley because people were like, oh my god, the new Martha Wells is out, the new Murderbot Diaries is out. No one's getting it. Everyone's getting rejected from it. Oh my god. And so I was talking with Amy one night, and I was like, what if I just tried to request it? What? I would never get it, right? But like, what if I requested it? I've only read the first book, but like, I'm never gonna get it. Requested it, got it the next day. So that's a F around and find out moment. That was, yeah, so I'm still trying to read through the series. That's why the whole series is on my 26 books to read in 2026, because, you know, I really screwed up. So I really need to read the book so I can read this one and get it off my NetGalley. Next one coming out. I don't know if this one is going to be for me, but something about it makes me want to read it. Honey by Imani Thompson. This is coming out May 5th. A dark, provocative, adrenaline rush of a novel about a graduate student who murders bad men and justifies it in the name of feminism, by a bold new voice in fiction. I think that sounds really good. Now, I didn't love the other book with that premise. I don't remember. Was it Lane? No. Who was it? Oh no, who was it? Whoever wrote The Favorites. I think it's the same author. They'll never learn. They never learn. I did not like that book, but it sounds a very similar premise to this one. I'm hoping I enjoy this one a little bit more. Ugh, Fury Bound. Fury Bound. I definitely have this on pre-order. 100% have this on pre-order. I'm so excited. Like, foaming at the mouth. One of my most anticipated releases of the entire year. I want to read it so bad. I want to read it so bad. If you don't know what this is, second book in the Direbound series. Direbound is basically Fourth Wing, but wolves. Fourth Wing is still better, but Fourth Wing with wolves. Like, everything is very similar, like very much so. Love the main character, love the wolves. I think it's just a really fun book. I do think the ending falls apart a little bit, but I still gave it 5 stars because it was a great time. Another book that I read in one sitting. Oh, this one. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And it's honestly, it's primarily the author. It's primarily the author because I've been waiting for this author to put another book out since I read The Book Eaters, and it was one of my favorite books the year that came out. And I'm kind of mostly sad though, because I was hoping for a sequel to The Book Eaters, which she has not ruled out. But I can see why she hasn't done one, but I really, really want a sequel to that book because it does leave off a little bit on a cliffhanger. And it's like a cliffhanger that I kind of like, I want to know what happens. I want to know what happens. And The Book Eaters to me was almost a perfect book. The Book Eaters and Poster Girl, almost perfect books. They're so good. So I will take this. Like, I'll take something from this author. So this is The Girl with a Thousand Faces. I know my little cropping kind of cropped that out, unfortunately. A gothic tale set in historical Hong Kong that meshes ancient myths and a local legend into a haunting story of ghosts, grief, and women who will not forgive. That's all I kind of know about it. I love this cover, and I think it's not going to be exactly what I want because what I want is a Book Eater sequel, but we're going to see. This one looks so cool, and I love this cover. I still haven't read A Fond du Lis yet. Still have not, but this is the last contract of Isako? I'm probably saying that wrong. Get ready to be blown away by the searing standalone space opera where corporate samurai fight beneath merciless stars and death is always mere breaths away. Corporate samurais. I think I like space operas. I don't know if I've read enough space operas to say if I like space opera as a genre, a subgenre. So we're gonna see, but I'm very, very interested in this one. And then we have a little bit of a stray. This one says it's coming out on May 7th, I think. Oh, see, this says May 5th, but this said May 7th. So I don't know when it's gonna come out in the US. I assume that this might be like the UK edition or something, but this one sounds pretty cool. Not loving the cover, but it sounds pretty cool. Nothing is as it seems and no one is telling the truth in this page-turning thriller about a young lawyer forced to defend a man on trial for murder against the mentor who taught her husband. I love a courtroom drama. Love a courtroom drama. It's something that I don't read enough of. I would love to read more books with this court dynamic in it, following the lawyers. I think that it sounds fascinating. It's something I always like in TV and on movies. So I want to read more books like that. Next up, we have May 12th. And the first one is a very short book called Abyss. I actually have a ALC of this one, and I'm really excited to read it because it says Severance, which I'm a big Severance fan, meets Lovecraft in this surreal tale of corporate horror and existential dread. And I love the cover. I think this sounds great. I think this sounds great. I would love to read this. It's 160 pages. It is super short. So I will be listening to this one relatively soon. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's really, really good. Next is a very highly anticipated release, and it is Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth. I've said it before. I'm a pretty big fan of Veronica Roth. I literally just talked about her book Poster Girl, saying it was like a perfect book. So I have very high expectations for this book. I just love the way she writes stuff, minus the ending of Divergent, but like we all can't be perfect, okay? This is a new epic romantic dystopian. I just hope she keeps doing dystopian. She's such a good writer of dystopian. Begins in Seeks the Traitor's Son, and this has to do with prophecy and being forced into doing stuff maybe you don't want to do. So there's not a lot of information about this one, but it's got Veronica Roth on it and it says it's dystopian, so I'm gonna read it. Oh boy. This is number 8 in Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm currently reading number 7. I do want to actually go back and reread the series. I am not great at listening to an audiobook and sometimes fully grasping everything or not falling asleep. So the problem is I'm listening to the series with my husband Lucas, and we listen to it on road trips. And when I was a baby, my parents, who are probably watching this at some point, used to drive me around for me to fall asleep. And I think it's stuck. I think it's stuck because you put me in a car, I'm out. Doesn't matter what time it is. Doesn't matter how much sleep I've had the night before. I'm out. I'm gone. Up and down hours, just constantly. So sometimes while I've read these books, I will fall asleep. Then I'll wake up and then I'm like, it's been an hour. I don't know where we are. I don't know what we're doing. So I'm gonna need you to explain what happened. So either we like go back if it's like that long, if I've been asleep for that long. Good thing he doesn't care to re-listen to stuff, or he'll just tell me like little snippets that I forgot. So I would like to go back and slowly read back through these to make sure I'm not missing things, because I definitely struggled with a couple of the more like intense books where it was very different than things like you would normally see. So I would like to reread the Train book especially, because that one lost me on multiple occasions. Even not falling asleep, that one lost me. So anyway, this is book 8. Very exciting. Yeah, then we'll be caught up, and that makes me sad. But I think he said there's like 10 books, so we've still got a couple left. So the next one up, I really picked mainly for the cover because it is so pretty. The Hanging Bones by Elle Tesh. The author of What Wakes the Bells. I haven't heard of that. Rich gothic fantasy about a girl who enters a dangerous magical hunt. Love a hunt story. I love it. With the goal of winning the death of her predatory overlord. Perfect for fans of Adeline Grace, Maggie Stiefvater, and V.E. Schwab. Some monsters are born, some are made. All can be killed. So, I mean, this sounds like a classic book that I'm gonna like. Next, moving on to May 19th, we have The Arcane Arts. I'm a little nervous. This one is going to be similar to The Secret History, which you guys know I have so much beef with. I have so much beef. It's my number 2 worst book ever. Not like just no, ever. Literally ever. In this thrilling and sexy dark romance, a graduate student and her advisor dive into a taboo branch of magic, igniting a dangerous passion. I feel like this could be really good or really bad. Like for me. Like other people might love this, but that synopsis is a little bit scary for me. It does not sound like something I would generally enjoy immensely, but you never know. The Shippers by Catherine Center. It's been a while since I've been interested in Catherine Center. However, The Bodyguard is still one of my top favorite romance books. So I really want to read another one of her books, but like some of them had like amnesia tropes and I really hate that. I will not read an amnesia trope unless I'm tricked into it, and then I will hate it. So this one is one of the hottest, fastest rising rom-com stars, delivers her latest swoon-worthy novel about a destination wedding on a cruise ship. I love a cruise ship. I love it. Cruise ships are so nice. I will always sell a cruise ship to people because, I mean, I feel like a lot of it does have to do with like my chronic health problems, but my biggest problem is I can't have my heating pad. Can't have my heating pad. That is like the biggest thing that sucks about it, but I get why you can't have one. However, everything is like literally right there. And so when I'm not feeling well, I can easily go back to my room and sit for 10 minutes, an hour, however long I need to. I don't have to go out to dinner. You just have to go downstairs like 5 floors or go upstairs 5 floors. And it's just so much easier and simpler to travel as someone who's sick. So you basically just need to travel to the boat, get on the boat, and then you're good for the rest of the trip until obviously you have to get off the boat. So for me, it has been a nice reprieve from other types of vacations that can be a bit harder on my body, especially with the new stuff that's going on that started up last year. So I love a cruise ship. I love a cruise ship. I will always read a book about a cruise ship. And speaking of Dungeon Crawler Carl again, I did actually get this off of Kickstarter, or Backer Kit, one of those. But anyway, this is a side story of another character from the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, and I'm really, really excited about it. I don't really want to say too much because it might be a spoiler, like who this character is, but it sounds really good. I'm really excited to get it. My husband's really excited to read it as well. Everybody's excited about this one. The Ballad of Falling Dragons by Sarah Parker. There was just a fight, I think, over the Fairy Loot release of this one. I think that's what just happened. I don't pay attention because I don't have the first one in Fairy Loot, and I didn't really like the second one in Fairy Loot's edition. So I have the Waterstones edition, but I really need to read it. I need to read the first book. This is for you guys, me adding this on here. But yeah, it is the sequel to When the Moon Hatched, and like I said, I very much need to read the book before the Waterstones one maybe sells out, and then I gotta find it secondhand. I will not be getting this from Fairy Loot because I don't like the like editions that they have, but this is the Tapestry of Fate, and it is the second book in the Amina Al-Sarafi series. I just didn't love the first one very much. I still kind of want to try the second one because I went into it with the wrong expectations. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi is a cozy fantasy. It is a cozy fantasy, cozy adventure fantasy. It is very similar to Trust of the Emerald Sea, which I also didn't love. So with my expectations adjusted to more of a cozy fantasy, I do want to see how I feel about the second one now knowing that. And we are on to our very last date. Well, technically it's May 26th and May 28th, but again, I don't know if that May 28th is the correct date. However, we have The Divorce by Frida McFadden, another Frida McFadden release. You know I'm going to be reading it. I'm going to be reading it with my mom. We have a great time reading these. I don't care what anyone else says. I enjoy a Frida McFadden book. What is a happily ever after really worth? I don't really want to know what these are about, but it's going to be messy. They're always messy. They're always a fun time. They're quick reads. I'm going to read it with my mom. Then another very anticipated release that I really need to read because I have a physical arc of this one, and that is Bone of My Bone by Joanna Van Veen. She has written two of my other favorite books, Dearest Darling, My Dreadful. Is it right there on the thing? No. My Darling Dreadful Thing. I really liked that one. Wasn't my favorite, but Blood on Her Tongue, loved it. Loved Blood on Her Tongue. It was so good. It's everything I want from a horror book. Absolutely loved it. So this is their newest release. I do plan to read this one, as it's for fans for The Witch and The Salt Grows Heavy. And you guys know how much I love The Salt Grows Heavy. A Skull's Grin is Eternal. The year is 1635. They are off, I think all their books so far have been set in the past, just not this far into the past. Ooh, Sister Ursula, a young nun fleeing the ruins of her convent, and Elspeth, a sharp-witted peasant, escape a band of marauding soldiers and disappear into the Bavarian forest. It is said that if you reunite the saint's skull with her body, a wish will be granted. Desperate for salvation, and each with secret desires of their own, Ursula and Elspeth follow a ragged map across the blighted countryside. I'm nervous. Oh, and there's a necromancer. I'm a little bit nervous because you guys know I don't love a travel story, but horror can be kind of the exception to that, so we'll see. And then the very last one that I have releasing in May, and it says May 28th, it is The Mistral. Love the cover. Reminds me of, I think, is it Silverborn? I don't remember, but I love this cover. A dying magic, a slaughtered queen, a world on the brink of war. The Mistral, a divine ancient wind, has long swept over the realm, bestowing magical abilities on those destined to shape the future. There's something very Brandon Sanderson about this. I don't know why. But the Mistral is dying. Epic new fantasy trilogy, a sweeping tale of high magic, of dangerous powers and deadly ambition, in a world on the precipice of the darkest of wars. Perfect for fans of Brandon Sanderson and John Gwynne. Haha, I knew something looked familiar about it. So anyway, that is everything that I have for May. Definitely let me know down below if I missed anything, if there's anything you're really, really excited about from this list or your own list for May. And if you made it this far in the video, definitely leave a dog emoji for Furybound, because I don't think there's any wolves, but leave a dog emoji for Furybound because I am incredibly excited to read it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to me for future content. Remember, on May 1st, I'm coming out with my membership on YouTube, so definitely go check that out when that comes out. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.